What is the true path to freedom in your business? Hello, my name is Barry William Magliotti, and I'm the CEO and founder of The Game Changers. And we help business owners to triple their profits and double their time off in 12 months and often a lot less. And if you're curious to find out how we can help you to make more money, have more free time, and actually enjoy your business again, please feel free to click on the link below, book a time to speak to one of my team, and we can help you put together a customized game plan to help you go from where you are to where it is you want to be in a faster and more effective time than currently possible. What is a true path to freedom in your business? This is a subject and a topic I've been rolling around my brain for the past couple of years now, as I've recently just completed my latest book, The Path to Freedom. And for a long time, I thought the path to freedom, and many people I speak to, is around achieving financial freedom, having enough money to do what I want, when I want, and how I want. And I felt that was true until I started to have enough money to do those things. And then what I started to realize that there's a part of that missing is having the time to actually spend that money or to actually enjoy the things doing I wanted to do. So then I started pursuing the fact of having free time. I now had money to hire more staff, to invest in more resource within my business, to free myself of the shackles and the constraints my business currently had on me at that point in time. But it wasn't until after that period of time when I actually was locked up in Bali immigration over a mishap with my visa that I realized that no amount of money and no amount of time actually helps us to have true freedom. Not only that, coming off the back end of this coronavirus pandemic that happened, a lot of people realized that as free as we thought that we felt we were, things could still happen for us to realize how much of life is actually out of our control. And it wasn't until this experience in Bali immigration and the current pandemic that I realized that true freedom is something that exists far beyond financial freedom and far beyond time freedom. And in actual fact, if we're to gain this freedom first, we can experience that time and financial freedom faster than ever thought possible. Because my honest belief is that we never have business problems, we have personal problems that get expressed through our business. Now hear me out for a second. Look into your business right now and look at where you might have some challenging staff members, or maybe you've got some challenges around your profitability or around cash flow, around leadership. Everything in some way, shape or form is a reflection back to a belief or to a value that you carry or don't carry right now that's reflected back in your business. You know, if you've got challenges with your staff, there could be some unresolved relationship issues that are showing up in that dynamic. If you've got challenges around maintaining profitability, there could be some gremlins in the past around your relationship with money that you inherently picked up through your experience with your parents and through your life to this point in time. And so what we've found to be true time and time again, and we work with thousands of businesses around the world, is that until we address things going on what we call our inner game inside of us, we can't ever have what we want outside of us, the outer game. And for me, I managed to achieve the money, but I still wasn't happy. And you hear a lot of people say this thing, it's a bit cliche. Then I experienced the time and my happiness level certainly improved. I started spending more time with my family, with my kids, doing things that I enjoy doing. But it wasn't until that experience I spoke about earlier that I started to realize that the true freedom exists within inside of us, and our ability to show up authentically and vulnerably and be okay to speak our truth without the need or worry to get validation of others, without the need or concern or worry that others will not like us or not agree with us. Our ability to lead great companies and to be entrepreneurs comes down to our ability to innovate. Now, do you think the Wright brothers, when they were creating the airplane, worried about what other people thought of them? And if they did, they probably wouldn't have got to the position they have today, or evolution wouldn't have got to the position it is today, where we now have these great big metal objects that fly through the air at amazing speeds, getting us from one country to the next. Our ability to be an entrepreneur directly ties back to our ability to be fully self-expressed and to do things that buck against the status quo, and to do things that buck against the norm of society. And that comes from our ability to freely express what is within our heart's calling. And from my experience and what I've noticed over the last few years, that if I had have had that in the beginning, if I had have chosen to focus more on the way that I felt when someone didn't agree with me, the way that I felt when someone was bucking against me, the way that I felt when someone would judge me or ridicule me for one of my ideas, and start to work on the triggers around that to where I was free to express, not needing validation outside of me, not needing anyone else to agree with me, but for me to trust more who I am and who I was in that moment, I can guarantee I would have experienced the financial freedom, the time freedom a lot faster than what it got me to now through that self-expression. So here's a couple of things that I'd like you to walk away from today's videos. Number one is, who are you? Like, go and write down the question, who am I? And just notice what comes up for you in that moment. Who am I? And The second question is after you journal on that, and it's best to not try to pre-filter those things. This is an exercise you can do with yourself, but writing down who am I and just trusting whatever comes up will get to the core of what this belief is around there. And the second question is, who do I pretend to be? Who do I pretend to be? Because there's this element of who we believe that we are, our identity, our sense of self, and then there's a version of us that shows up in our relationship with our partner as a father or mother to our children, as a sister or a brother to our peers, as a son and daughter to our parents, as a leader to our staff. Like, who do you pretend to be? And what you'll start to realize is that in different social situations, you put on these different facades of who you are, but it's not all of who you are, and it's not fully expressed. You know that with this friend, you can say stuff about Johnny, whereas this friend, you'd never say anything about Johnny because they might judge you, or because they might shut you down, or because it might get back to Johnny, right? The reality is that we have who we think that we are, and then we also have who we believe we are, or who others think that we are, but then we actually have who we really are. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is if you want to grow a business that makes you more money, that gives you more time, and actually provides you with freedom and fulfillment. Freedom and fulfillment does not come from having more money. Freedom and fulfillment does not come from having more time. I've met people that have had both and been miserable. Freedom and fulfillment comes from being fully expressed with who you are and being okay to show up as you in any situation and allow others to have their beliefs, allow others to have their presumptions and insights and even comments of who you are, but it doesn't phase who you're being. It doesn't phase who you are because you know that you're whole and complete and unfinished, and you love who you are in that situation, and your sense of worth and validation isn't required to be administered from those around you. Now, I know this might sound a bit wishy-washy, a little bit esoteric, yet I'm sharing this with you from the last 18 years of experience in business alone. I'm 35 years old at the moment. I've been in business for more than 18 years of that, and I've learned a hell of a lot. And my ability to lead my team, my ability to bring a community together has all come down to this one thing I'm sharing with you today, which is around my ability to be vulnerable, my ability to show up as all of me. And what I've started to realize in that process is the more I show up as me, those that don't like that or those that don't resonate with that were never true believers or true followers or true peers anyway. They were there connected to the fake version of me. Those that show up and continue to show up as I'm expressing all of me, you're actually giving them permission to show up and express all of them as well. So your relationships become deeper and more meaningful. You have deeper, more vulnerable conversations. Your sex life with your partner improves. Your friendships with your friends improve exponentially. And your relationships all around improve because you're no longer showing up pretending to be someone other than who you are. So those two questions again is like, who am I? Who do you pretend to be? And who would you like to be? The third question, who would you like to be? Who would you like to be showing up as? Who are you really behind all the facades that you present to the world? Who is that person that's just waiting to be broken free, that's waiting to be fully self-expressed, regardless of whether they're supported or not? Because until you show up as that person, how can you ever attract a tribe or a team that are aligned with you and are aligned with your values? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment. Make sure you follow the Game Changers to stay up to date with the latest videos and content that we produce every single week. And also, please feel free to provide feedback around how this exercise works for you and the impact it has when you start to lift the burden of trying to be someone you're not. And we've all had it. We all probably still have it to some degree. And it can make a profound impact on how you show up in the life and your ability to feel free and fully self-expressed. If you haven't yet already, make sure you look for and download a copy or buy a copy of my new book, The Path to Freedom by Barry William McGlady. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.